Senator Teklu, can you lead us in the fight song?
Can somebody go along with me?
Do it with you. It's fine. Okay. You know what
to do.
Down to the town, say
Fight.
Hold on.
Wait, hold on. Let's try that from the top. That's okay. It's okay.
Let's restart that one.
We're gonna try that again. I'm sorry. All right. No hard feelings. We start again. It's okay. All right. You want to try again, Senator Teklu? Just say 1, 2, you know what to do, and then everyone please come in.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. You know what to do.
Hail to the Thousand Tigers, virtue to the black and gold. Head on with courage, now and forever. Strong and go fight. Hail to the Thousand Tigers, and proudly for all to see. Fight. Tigers, fight. Victory to you. Yeah. Spot on.
Oh my God.
goodness.
That was great, guys.
That was beautiful. It was music to my ears. Thank you so much for your participation. We will now move into roll call.
Treasurer Eagle. Vice President DeVoe.
Present.
President Ndiong.
Present.
Chief of Staff Ambush.
Present.
Director Nduka.
Present.
Assistant Director Washington. Assistant Director Bello.
Present.
Director Whiteside.
Present.
Director Fishkin.
Present.
Director Truskowska.
Present.
Director Perot.
Present.
Director Kapoor.
Present.
Assistant Director Ferguson.
Present.
Solicitor General Whiting. Director White.
Present.
Director Foster.
Present.
Director Moody.
Present.
Director McComb.
Present.
Director Diame.
Present.
Director Brown.
Present.
Director Kemp.
Present.
Assistant Director Hogarth. Assistant Director Banks.
Present.
Director Blumenauer.
Present.
Pro Temp Wheeler.
Present.
Senator Dixon.
Present.
Senator Watts.
Present.
Senator Kinsey. Senator Newman.
Present.
Senator Afe.
Present.
Senator Goodman.
Present.
Senator Williams.
Present.
Senator Harding.
Present.
Senator Tromble. Senator Tetsi. Senator Teklu.
Present.
Senator Egan.
Present.
Senator Rink.
Present.
Senator Thaxton.
Present.
Chief Justice Foreman.
Present.
Deputy Justice Sherman.
Present.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. We'll now move into the approval of the minutes. Are there any amendments to last meeting's minutes? If not, we will consider them approved. We'll now move into amendments to the agenda. Are there any amendments? If not, we will follow the agenda as written. There are no guest speakers today. Is there any public participation or student concerns today? Chief of Staff Ambush.
Yeah, we got an email. Someone sent it through our email, our website, student concerns thing. They asked about pass and fail. That was their student concern. Yes.
President DeYoung, would you like to respond?
Yes, I've received a few different comments and complaints regarding pass fail. So I sent an email to Director DMA, and we, including Attorney General Robertson, will be looking into that and starting to find a solution and to see if we can advocate for an extended pass fail option for this semester and the upcoming semester due to COVID. I hope it helps.
All right. Sorry, 1 second. We can come back to this if it comes up again. I just wasn't sure if we're gonna raise it. I'll text you, President DeYoung. All right, we'll move on to communications. Advisors' remarks.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I quickly just want to share my screen. I'm going to abbreviate my report because Director Fishkind will cover a good portion of what, can't share it. So just real quick. In the meantime, there we go. Okay. So again, I'm not going to address much of this information, but before I get into this, as we all probably know at this point, we're 7 days out from the national election. I know early voting has started, so hopefully for those of you who are Maryland residents, you're taking advantage of that opportunity to early vote. If not, of course, get out there on Tuesday, November 3rd to cast your vote. For those of you that are out-of-state students, hopefully by now you've been able to exercise that form of your civic duty. Something that I think is really important to reiterate, that it may have been shared in different circles outside of this forum, is that voting is one thing. Of course, you want to make sure your voice is heard, but there's a lot more work that needs to be done. And I'm not the only one that's saying that. I was a part of a meeting yesterday. Director White, Chief of Staff Ambush, and others have said it goes beyond tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Goes beyond next Tuesday. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done in order to provide folks support and make sure that not just your generation of voices are heard, but also the generation of voices that will follow and also have preceded you. And so as much as everyone can be a civically engaged individual in not just the voting process, but beyond the voting process, that is greatly appreciated, because there's just some work that needs to be done. And so hopefully you all have been able to take advantage of the opportunities afforded to you as civically engaged individuals. For many of you, this will be your first national election. So hopefully you'll find it, I guess, easy to engage in this process. If not, there's definitely going to be a resource that I can point you to that I'll put in the chat. Many of you have heard from Luis Sierra, who works in the Civic Engagement and Social Responsibility Office. And so he's a great resource. And he and I were on the phone about 20 minutes ago, and he wanted me to make sure to share with you his name and information in the event that you run into any complications when it comes to voting, if you choose to engage in that. And so once I'm done, I will make sure to just send that out. What you see on the screen, though, is a document that includes many different things that are happening around campus now and after the election. And so there have been two larger groupings of individuals that have come together on Friday and on Monday, this past Monday, to talk about, what's post-election support look like. And a lot of great ideas have come out. Your SGA leadership has really been a part of this to a great degree, in terms of just making sure that the ideas that you all have as a collective body have been heard. And so this is not an all-encompassing document, because Luis Sierra is working on updating some information. And so Director Fishkind is going to touch on many of these different points, if not then I can make sure to just follow up during her report. But I don't want to steal her thunder in terms of some things that she's going to be sharing. But just to kind of just quickly glance over some of the information. So I'm going to go kind of slow, just so you can see some of the topics that are in this document that are coming from the Civic Engagement Office and others. And so when we talk about post-election support, we're of course talking first and foremost about the student population, the student body, but there's also a need for faculty and staff to provide some support. So you may see some notations there around faculty and staff because we're also part of the community, as you know, and so many of us are just gonna wanna make sure that we are able to get together to kind of commiserate and talk about, you know, kind of what it's gonna look like moving forward beyond November 3rd, even if we don't know the exact results on November 4th, which is obviously the day after the election. And so this document will continue to fill out. There were a ton of different ideas that came from our conversation yesterday that included folks from the academic side of the University House, as well as student affairs, as well as SGA, as well as students that work within the Department of Civic Engagement. So there was a collective voicing of folks in terms of, you know, how can we support each other? How can we make sure that folks feel like, you know, there's not just this talk that's going on about, you know, you need to vote, but there's real things that we need to address as time goes on. I believe it was Director White who brought up, you know, for example, post-inauguration, which is a little bit further out, but it's a very good comment and thought in terms of, you know, what are we going to do once the inauguration comes around, regardless of your political affiliation. There's still a lot of things that we need to discuss as a community. And so I'm looking forward to seeing kind of how we progress as a grouping as it relates to these programs. And so I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. And then when Director Fishkind jumps in, and if you need any support like this, just let me know and I can pull this back up. But because of the fact that we're up against the election, I didn't really want to bring in too many other elements, because this is probably one of the most important times in terms of this fall semester. So I'll have more hopefully to share in the next General Assembly meeting as it relates to other things going on around the university. With that said, I wish you all well. I hope everyone is doing well during this time frame. And with that, I yield.
Thank you so much. I think you've vaguely referenced it, but this was the tool that Luis brought to us when he did come and speak on what you could do if you're unable to vote, if you want to screenshot this or want the link to it. I'm sure we could get that to you. But yes, there's much to do outside of voting. And next we have the Appropriations Committee.
No report.
Government Operations Committee. Oh, my apologies, she's excused. But resolution number 20 was found favorable with amendments, if I'm not mistaken. Rules Committee.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. I just want to let you guys know that we finished the Constitution and we'll be starting the bylaws next Monday. And I know some people reached out saying some changes they want to make. I'll be sending you guys an email out this week about those changes. So with that, I yield.
Thank you so much, President Dion.
Hi, everybody. Just a few things. For one-on-ones, they're wrapping up. I think I have my last 2 tomorrow. It was really great to talk to all of you guys, and I'm still open to talking to you for regular things. It doesn't have to be a one-on-one. It can just be a check-in. So just let me know if you ever want to talk about anything. I'm also in the process of looking into the USM relationship with Maryland Correctional Enterprises. I spoke about it briefly in the GroupMe. And for those of you who liked the message, if you could just send me your email so that I could incorporate you into the next email I'm going to send, that would be Wonderful, thank you. And lastly, I said this in the group meeting today too, but just for everyone to know that I represented Towson with the USM in support of the USM's letter of opposition to Homeland Security and ICE in their proposed rule to establish a fixed time period of admission and a extension of state procedure that would directly affect students that are international or undocumented, for example. So we have officially stated that we are against that proposed rule in order to protect our student body that's going to be affected by that here. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. And with that, I yield.
Thank you so much, Treasurer Yeagle.
No report this week.
All right, Attorney General Robinson.
Hi everyone, I hope you guys are having a great week. As forementioned, if you're having any trouble with balancing, school and SGA, I understand a lot of midterms and exams are coming up. Please feel free to let me know so that I can accommodate you. And that is it. With that, I yield.
Thank you so much, Chief of Staff Ambush.
Happy Target Tuesday, everyone. First, I want to say I hope everyone is getting plenty of sleep. Sleep is very, very important. I learned that today. But I'm just going to go down a couple of dates and things that people need to know. Please remember that by the 30th is when transition materials are due. I have seen everyone's emails. People have sent me drafts. People have sent me their final copies. Starting tomorrow, I will be reviewing them. So you may receive feedback from me. I will say on the 31st, I will start sending out emails if I feel like some details need to be added to your transition materials. And I expect those things to be added that following week. So that following Friday. So there's that. Next, we do have a tentative date for winter retreat. For those of you who don't know, SJ has a summer and we have a winter retreat. It will be in January, somewhat early in January. So be on the lookout for that. The dates will be finalized after Thanksgiving break once we get some more logistical stuff down. It'll be virtual.
Please wait to be acknowledged, okay? Just so no one's talking over each other, but thank you so much. Go ahead, Chief of Staff Ambush.
And last thing is we are doing Bigs and Littles. I will send out information about that right before Thanksgiving break. So be on the lookout for an email. And if there's no questions, with that, I yield.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions? Just so everyone could hear the questions that were asked. Senator Goodman, would you please repeat your question?
Will it be virtual? Sorry for interrupting.
That's okay. I just wanted everyone to be able to hear what you were saying. And your answer was, Chief of Staff Ambush.
You're good. And the answer was it'll be virtual. Sorry, I had to think for a second. It will be virtual because of the pandemic.
Okay, thank you so much. Any other questions? All right, we look forward to winter retreat. Department of Academic Affairs.
No report.
Okay, Department of Campus Activities.
Hi everybody, so CAB will be having an event tonight at 7. It's a murder mystery event. We're also giving away prizes, so definitely come and win one. Also this Saturday, we're having the second stop of our Fall Fest 2020 tour. So we're gonna be revealing the artists later this week. So
Hello, sorry. Director Anuka, were you finished? I'm sorry, you went out. I don't know what happened.
yeah.
Sorry, did anyone else miss maybe it was me, I'm not sure.
No, I missed it too.
Okay.
She kind of froze.
Your audio went out at the end. Do you want to repeat the last thing that you said?
Oh yeah. So our second concert for the Fall Fest tour is this Saturday, Halloween. And we're gonna be revealing the artists later this week. So just tune into our social media.
Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't miss it. Okay, thank you so much. All right, Department of Civic Engagement.
Hi, everyone. I hope you all are doing well and taking care of yourselves. Thank you, Advisor Bailey, for starting off with, sorry, I thought for a second I didn't unmute myself, for starting off with all of that really important information. I will go over that a little bit, but I also wanted to add something. We are having a series of events this week. The Solicitor General or Director Tryskowska will probably go over that more, but just to get people more excited for the election and more information. So yeah, the Counseling Center is going to be holding a lot of events after the election because of the stress and harm and trauma or whatever you want to call it that might happen to students if and the results of the elections. I'm sure the Towson SGA can help post to keep the students engaged and knowing what is going to be happening, but there's going to be 4 weeks of like self-care, presenting data, explaining how elections can trigger stress and anxiety and a lot of emotions. And the Counseling Center is just going to be there for everyone. I don't know if Advisor Bailey wants to add to that. There's just a lot of information.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. There's a whole lot of information in there. So I don't know if the document that I provided in the chat will work, but I made sure to share that for the minutes. And so everyone hopefully will have access post meeting if it's not already available. So just, pay attention to that document, but also feel free to reach out, to Luis, to myself, to other campus officials, because there are a lot of people that know about the different avenues of support that are available.
Yeah. And again, thank you, Director Bailey. He brought up another good point, and I know Director White has brought it up a lot on how voting isn't the only thing we can do to be civically engaged. So be on the lookout for some events and information on how to be civically engaged after the election or even before the election starts. And I believe with that, I yield. Early voting in Maryland is this week. Sorry. And with that, I yield.
Thank you so much. So much important information. Thank you so much. Department of Communications.
No report.
Department of Community Outreach.
Hello, everybody. Happy Tiger Tuesday. I got a lot of good feedback about Dominic and I's pre-meeting last Thursday. So thank you for everyone who enjoyed it and came, participated. It's a lot of great discussion that was taking place. With that, I yield.
Thank you. Department of Diversity and Inclusion.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Just to echo some of the things that Director Fishkin was saying before, I don't know if this was mentioned, but if you have not turned in your mail-in ballot, drop it off. You cannot mail it in anymore. I know I'm somebody that procrastinates, so that information was very helpful for me. Do not try to mail in your ballot. It will not get there in time, and it will have to be counted after all of the results of all of the ballots that were casted on time are produced, if that makes sense. In addition to that, I'm also going to drop a link in the group in the little chat box. This is a link for you to look up all of the people who are running that will be on your ballot, depending upon your location. And what you can do is you can just type in your address and it'll show you who's running, what their views are on certain issues, and it tells you down from your judge to your county exec, everything, and also the different issues and the different legislation that will be on your ballot as well, and what it means and what it would look like for your community. So please, please, please use that link just so that you can be a little bit more informed, because we're getting a lot of debates about the presidents, but I also want us to really, really interrogate how we're voting for judges who can be incarcerating folks, who can be deciding what sentencing folks get. So definitely pay close attention to that and use that at your own discretion. In addition to that, thank you all so much for participating in Director Brown and I's pre-meeting. We really appreciate it, and we hope that you all learned something from that. And as Olivier said, Chief of Staff Ambush said, please take good care of yourselves. We do have a really big election next week, but always remain vigilant and taking good care of yourself and listening to your body and knowing what you need in order to stay vigilant and remain in this fight. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me go get my charge, Director White. I was like, let me run back before she yields. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Department of Health and Wellness.
Hi guys, happy Tiger Tuesday. The only thing that I have for you guys is that Solicitor General Whiting and I are hosting the pre-meeting this week for safety during Halloween weekend. And with that, I yield.
Yay, thank you so much, Department of Higher Education.
Hi everyone. All I have is that I'm still looking for some mentors for my exit program, and next week I'll be having the Educators of Color panel on Thursday 4 to 5. I'll send a Zoom link to you guys. Please come out, and with that I yield.
Director Kemp, if you could send that information about mentors in the professional chat, that would be really helpful, just so no one forgets. Thank you so much, Department of Legislative Affairs.
Hi everyone, happy Tiger Tuesday. I hope everybody's doing good. All I really have to say is please, 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 if you have not already taken the survey, I would really appreciate it if you did, and send it out to anybody that you know that would be interested in it or that's a Towson student. Also super excited for the Know Your Rights, voting rights kind of events this week. There's actually one today from 7 to 9. It's a nice little documentary, super excited about it. I'm sure Solicitor Whiting will kind of go more into it, but yeah, I just hope everybody's having a really great day. And just as Director White and Chief of Staff Ambush said, please make sure that you're taking care of yourselves. It's a very stressful world out there, and everybody definitely deserves to take a moment and make sure that, you know, you remind yourself that it's okay to breathe. But with that, I yield.
We love self-care. This is great. Thank you so much, Department of Special Projects.
Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good week. So keep submitting your events. We love to see it, and otherwise keep an eye out on Band because my assistant director Courtney Ferguson is adding all of the events so you guys can see what fellow SGA members are doing and attend some of the amazing events that are going on. Also, I will be sending this tonight. The event with the Career Center about how to stand out in the job search during a pandemic is November 9th at 5 o'clock. And you have to register through Handshake, and I'm going to get the flyer so we can also promote that. So look out for that if you guys want to register. Super fun event. And also this week is Queer Wellness Week, if you guys didn't know. So I will also be sending the flyers into that because I know I'm not sure. I think just Towson University and then different departments on campus are doing amazing wellness events that can also be self-care for you guys leading into the election. Amazing. With that, I yield.
Thank you so much, Department of Marketing.
Hi everyone, I hope everyone's doing well. I just wanted to give you a really quick reminder that if you have a logo that you need me to include on the flyer, make sure you email that to me, just so I can have all that information when I create it and send you the draft. But other than that, with that, I yield.
Thank you, Department of Student.
Hi everyone, I hope we're all doing okay. This one's going to be pretty short. Just a reminder, we're having another town hall on November 11th from 5 to 6 p.m. Senators, please remind your student groups of this because if they are package 3 or 4, or they would like to be a package 3 or 4, it's mandatory for them to attend a town hall. November 6th is a second involvement fair and it's from 2 to 4 p.m. This is not mandatory for senators to come, but by all means, if you want to, you can. And if anyone wants more information, you can just ask me. And everyone, don't forget to send me any flyers you all might have about your events. And with that, I yield. Thank you.
Director McComb, I have a question. I don't know if you can look into this a little bit, but I know it was raised last week about how printing services are operating or is operating about banners for package 4s. I don't know what that looks like this year.
So that's a great question. And if I'm being honest, I haven't gotten a direct answer yet, but I can just re-ask the question to Chris because I'm still not sure how that's supposed to be working due to the circumstances as of right now. So I will get back to you all on that answer, and then I'll just put it in the professional group me if anyone was wondering.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Department of New Student Development.
Hi, everyone. Just a special thanks to the Department of Special Projects and the Department of Legislative Affairs for coming to talk to Freshman Council last week on the 21st. So just thank you all to them. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. Maryland Higher Education Council representative.
Hi again, everyone. So this previous Saturday, there was a lot talked about in the meeting, so I'll try to be quick. We spoke about student voting rights and access, and all of the representatives, we voted on a letter to be sent to the commission on our behalf about not exactly making elections a university holiday, but giving students the option to take an excused absence on election day, and that professors shouldn't assign any major assignments, exams, or presentations for all the schools in Maryland. Some COVID-19 updates. We spoke about research opportunities for graduate and undergraduate students, and we suggested to start a research grant fund for students so they can conduct like research related with their major. Since we're all missing in-person research opportunities due to COVID, this fund would give students the opportunity and the autonomy to like engage in these experiences on their own. We spoke about student campus housing. In a lot of schools, a lot of students were displaced at the beginning of the year when they were sent home. So we suggested that every institute be transparent and provide timeline updates and campus support when you leave campus and when you come back. And every institute, well, we recommended that every institute should submit a plan that includes a quarantine plan for students on campus and have it reviewed and endorsed by the local health department. Also, this was a small issue brought up by one of the representatives, but Towson kind of already handled it. Shout out to SGA, not charging students who are off campus for on-campus amenities. That's going to be a huge problem at a lot of schools. And for the 2021-2025 state plan draft, we spoke about talked about credits for prior learning and how they can be transferred through schools in Maryland and how to communicate that with students. And we came up with the idea that since the same accreditation agency in Maryland, gives accredits most of the school, it should be the same acceptance of credits within schools. And we spoke about validating those credits from the first transfer request. And we also spoke about educating K-12 students about AP versus dual enrollment and the accessibility of AP exam and credits, and credit consistency throughout the state, whether all schools are accepting 3s versus all schools accepting 5s. With that, I yield.
Thank you so much. All right, Athletic Affairs representative.
How's it going, everybody? No real big report this week. Chief of Staff Ambush had brought up something to me in the Thursday breakout rooms about possibly doing something with Director Kemp and the Department of Higher Education, seeing if we can't put together some kind of field day or some kind of event. So we're going to try to be in touch about that. But besides that, no big news. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. The Freshman Council representative.
Hello, everyone. Freshman Council Exec Board elections will be held tomorrow at 5 p.m. and our chair board will be elected by November 4th. With that, I yield.
Thank you. Office of the Solicitor General.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Hope everyone is having a really good week. So it's finally here. Know Your Rights Voting Rights Week is this week. We are kicking it off today with a documentary viewing of All In, the Fight for Democracy. It kind of recounts the Stacey Abrams story and voter suppression that took place in Georgia. Tomorrow, I know the resource that Director White provided was very helpful. If anyone is more of like an auditory learner, we will have an explanation of the ballot provided by Director Trasaska, and we are also going to be having some representatives on the call as well to answer any questions that you might have. And then on Thursday, we are going to have a debate between college Republicans and college Democrats. That is going to be from 7 to 9 p.m. And yeah, if you all could just come out and support and spread the flyers, that would be great. And also, I will be helping host pre-meeting this Thursday with Director Foster. And beyond that, I am working on planning a book drive and setting up the book fund that we kind of discussed from the previous weeks dealing with the book legislation. So if anyone would like to work on that, please just let me know. And with that, I yield.
All right, point of information, Chief of Staff Ambush.
Hi, can you drop the flyers in the professional group chat, please? And that's it.
Yes.
Right. Thank you so much. All right, it's time for my report. I'll try to be as brief as possible, but who knows? All right, no General Assembly next week because it is election day. So please go and exercise your rights if you are able. We pray you are able. I also wanted to raise the fact that I'll be looking into more frequent guest speakers for General Assembly. So if there's any department liaison that your department in the cabinet you're affiliated with, or anyone just curious about a specific department at the university that we could reach out to come speak to us, to share resources, please let me know. All right. Third, you might have seen Dialogue at TU on Advisor Bailey's report. SGA has been integral in that process, working with the Office of Inclusion and Institutional Equity concerning how Dialogue at TU can be adapted for students. So we'll be working with them as closely as possible to give them student feedback, especially to foster this post-election culture that we're aiming to have. Next, I mentioned last week that we are in conversation with HRL and student conduct about more specific repercussions about hate bias incidents in the residence halls. And we will be having an additional meeting concerning that soon. So I'll keep you all updated on that. This is more of an aside, but Senator Rink, if you could please forward the information about the bill you're writing on behalf of Ms. Lassiter to Senator Harding, because she also signed up for that bill, and I just wanted to get it out there right now. And then we'll have Senator of the Week, which is really a coincidence. This senator is, I'm sorry, not Senator of the Week, Member of the Week, who happens to be a senator. Always volunteering, always, always, always. I can't count how many bills this person has written or been a part of writing this year. I can always depend on this person, and I really think she deserves her flowers. So Senator Rink is this week's Member of the Week. So yes, 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 yes. And lastly, the minutes will always be available in the same folder you all receive every week, as well as through the legislative branch link on our website. So please, please, please read through those. Director Perot works very, very hard on them. So please read them and make sure that they're accurate. So when I ask for any amendments to, the approval of the minutes, when I ask for the approval of the minutes, you all should be reviewing those so we can make sure that they are accurate from week to week. But with that, I yield. Are there any opinions of the court?
Hey everyone, for this week, there are no opinions of the court.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll now move into new business, given that there's no unfinished business.
All right, are there any motions on the floor?
Senator Affey, I move to review resolution number 20.
Is there a second?
Senator Goodman, I second that.
Is there any discussion? If no further discussion, we will now move into a vote to review resolution number 20. All those in favor? All opposed? Abstaining? And Director Kapoor, can you please read the vote count back to us?
Yeah, we have 11 in favor.
With that, the motion passes. All right. Oh, Vice President, but we can't see.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally sent question directly to someone instead of to everybody, but can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Can we get the senator count for today? Attorney General Robinson, excuse me. 12. Okay, great. I know Senator Teddy is not here today, so I just wanted to make sure. Yes.
Okay. And I know Chief of Staff Ambush had a recommendation to resolution number 20.
Yes, but I can say the recommendation after we introduce the bill.
All right, and would the Senator Dixon like to speak on this bill's behalf?
Sure. Hey, everybody. So I worked on this bill on behalf of Chief of Staff Ambush, and it's concerning a new environmental justice course. I can kind of talk about some of the points that are within the bill. The first big thing is that we are in a climate crisis that's affecting people of all different backgrounds, and we noticed that Towson doesn't have any environmental justice courses available for students to take at the university, and there are also there are environmental classes, but they only stretch as far as geography is concerned. So this is something that we noticed was important, and we also wanted to note that there are other universities who have environmental justice courses. So Towson wouldn't necessarily have to make this course from scratch. They kind of have a couple, universities that they can look to for guidance and direction. We also noted that there is a political science 421 course it's supposed to be offered, but it's not. It's about environmental policy for political science students to be able to take, or anyone who wants to take the class, but it's just not offered. So those are just some major points throughout the bill. And so if this bill is resolved, then we want to be able to have a environmental justice course that is new, that has a people first vision, that can address the impacts of environmental crises and things of that sort.
Okay, Chief of Staff Ambush.
Yeah, so Senator Dixon, thank you for going over that. She went over that beautifully. The reason why I introduced this bill was I just felt like there was a lack of really environmental courses, environmental justice courses, I should say, at Towson, and severely, especially in the liberal arts college. And overwhelmingly, most of the environmental courses are within the geography major. And as a geography major, I absolutely love it, but I do recognize that the geographical approach isn't the only approach that you can see through environmental justice and environmentalism in general. And I do recognize a lot of people don't like the geographic approach. A lot of people it's maybe difficult for them, or it's just not something they're interested in. And so I wish specifically we say in this bill, we want this new class to be from a sociological or political science lens. Specifically, those are two topic areas that are much more broader. They're much more, they intersect with more disciplines, and they're much more open for most people to want to take. So yeah, with that, I do have a formal recommendation. I am currently writing the wording down, but basically, the first part will be after the fifth whereas. It would say, whereas Towson offers an environmental justice course as Anthropology 370, topics in anthropology, environmental justice. And then the second part would be a therefore. Therefore, Towson University has Anthropology 370, topics in anthropology, environmental justice, become a full permanent class within the course catalog rather than Anthropology 370 topic. And where that came from, I actually talked to a professor who is actually teaching an anthropology course about environmental justice. The reason why you can't find it in the course catalog is because it's a special topic. And so I'm just adding this in just to tell Towson to make it a full-fledged class that has like its own number and its own name, instead of it being like hidden within like the anthropology topics. And I am currently writing down the wording of that recommendation now.
Does anyone accept that recommendation?
Senator Goodman, I accept that recommendation.
Is there a second?
Senator Rinka, second.
Okay. Is there any discussion? If no further discussion, we will now move into a vote to add after the fifth whereas Towson offers an environmental justice course as Anthropology 370, topics in anthropology, environmental justice. All those in favor? All those opposed? Abstaining? Oh, come on. And Director Kapoor, can you please read the vote count back to us?
Yes, 12 in favor.
Okay, and with that, the motion passes. And Vice President DeVoe, I see you have a friendly amendment, a friendly recommendation.
Yeah, friendly recommendation, just to capitalize the C and the A in Towson's College of Liberal Arts, and reflect that wherever else that shows up in the document. That doesn't need to be voted on, but just for the minutes. Sorry about that.
And Senator Rink, I believe you had a question.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone will actually be able to answer this, but I was just wondering why the only political science course that we did have about this topic is no longer being taught.
Chief of Staff Ambush, you have an answer to a question?
I have a general answer. From what I heard from like people who graduated last year, it was like the professor who used to teach the class just isn't teaching it anymore. That's all I know. It hasn't been offered since I've been here, and I'm a junior, so this is my third year. So.
Okay, Senator Goodman, point of information.
Well, point of information and point of clarification at the same time here. First off, what is the current course that is offered that is along the lines of this? What's the number of that course?
Chief of Staff Ambush.
So the class that is supposed to be offered in poli-sci, it's Political Science 421, which is Political Science and Environmental Policy. And then the current environmental justice course is Anthropology 370, which is a special topic. So there's like multiple 370s, and in the course catalog, if you click through, one of them will say environmental justice.
Do you need the, is there a prerequisite for the anthropology course?
Yes, but speaking to the professor, she said if you just ask her, she will waive the prerequisites. But the prerequisite is taking the basic anthropology course, which I think is Anthropology 201.
And if political science, I'm aware of political science 421 not being offered in years, how come that is still a requirement for the environmental studies minor and environmental studies major if it is not offered?
I do not know that question. I don't know. I do not know the answer to that question.
I'd like to propose an amendment that propose adding a section that any course created for environmental justice must be offered every semester.
Is there a second?
Senator Trombley, second.
Is there any discussion? Oh, Senator Rink, you have a comment?
Yeah. In regards to the amendment or the recommendation, so Senator Goodman, you said that it would be offered every semester. Is this going to be like an upper level course, did we say? Because I'm just wondering if it's realistic, because I know a lot of times upper level courses are not offered every semester just because this professors need to be pretty specialized in order to teach the class.
Right. Well, I'm hoping that this one would be different than that, and it would be more of like a introductory level courses, because something that we often see in like all the disciplines that are related to the environment and just in any discipline, we do not see like, I feel like it's going to be easier for any major to want to feel compelled to do an environmental justice course or learn about environmental justice if it's an introductory level course, like an introduction to environmental justice.
Okay, Chief of Staff Ambush, you have a comment and a question?
Just to clarify, you're talking about this new proposed class, correct?
Correct.
I concur. So I actually kind of agree. I think if we do say it should be offered every semester, we should explicitly say that it should be an introductory level class. I think if it's a lower level introductory class, more students might take it.
Great.
Okay, Senator Atha, you have a question?
Yes, when you say every semester, were you referring to just fall and spring or like the mini semester and summer included?
I am referring to just fall and spring, if it's possible to be adapted to mini-mester or summer format, that can be possible. But I would hope that in the initial stages that this, like in the first year of this, at least the first couple of years of this, it would just be offered in the fall and spring.
Okay, if there is no further discussion, Senator Goodman, could you type in the exact wording in the chat? And just to clarify, you said to add this class as an introductory level class for every semester. I just want to make sure I say it correctly.
It would be a new whereas section that would be like this class would be an introductory class offered every semester.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're now moving to a vote to add this class as an introductory level class every semester. All those in favor? All those opposed? Abstaining? And Director Kapori, can you read the vote count back to us?
Yes, 12 in favor.
And with that, the motion passes. Is there any discussion on the bill? Oh, Vice President DeVoe, your friendly recommendation?
Yeah, so just because the motion that was just made, the wording is actually asking for the action to be done rather than providing context. I would shift that wording just to be included in the therefore be it resolved rather than a whereas. Does that make sense?
I accept, Senator Goodman, I accept that recommendation.
So it doesn't need to be voted on. I believe it's friendly, but just to shift it to the therefore be it resolved section rather than the whereas section.
Okay. Is there any more discussion on this bill? And I'm just going to wait a moment while Senator Goodman finishes typing up the correct wording in the chat.
I sincerely apologize for taking so long to type that.
No, you are fine. I just don't want to move into a vote and you got to delete everything and write the vote.
I just sent the wording in the chat. Did you receive it?
Yes, I see it now.
Wonderful.
All right, if there is no further discussion, we will now vote on this bill as a whole with the recommendations added in. All those in favor? All opposed? Abstaining? And Director Kapori, can you please say the vote aloud for us?
Yes, 12 in favor.
And with that, the motion passes. Okay, are there any announcements? If there are no Director White?
So sorry, I forgot to mention this in my announcements, but the CSD is having a keynote speaker tomorrow for, I believe it's a disability rights speaker. And that event will be tomorrow at, give me 1 second, from 6 to 7:30. The information should also be on their Instagram page, but it is for Queer Wellness Week. And that specific speaker will be talking about ableism and disability rights. So please try to attend if you can.
What time, point of clarification, what time is that again?
It is from 6 to 7:30 tomorrow.
Okay. Who's the speaker, if you don't mind me asking?
Andrew Gurza. Sorry, I hope I'm pronouncing their name correctly.
Hey, Vice President DeVoe, you have a question?
If Director White could either answer this or Chief of Staff Ambush, I just wanted, just from my personal knowledge, I know that the Center for Student Diversity was previously under or housed in the Office of Student Affairs, but now it's under OIE. If someone could explain like why that was or when that occurred. Oh, Chief of Staff Ambush. I don't know.
Hi. I think is Corey Bailey still here? Because I feel like he would be able to answer far better than any of us could. Corey Bailey.
I don't think he's here.
Oh, Advisor Bailey left. Oh no. I do remember the conversation back my freshman year. I remember overhearing it from older SGA members. Basically, they moved them under OIIE because they felt, because of the inclusion part of office and inclusion and institutional equity. So they felt that office together would work better together and kind of shift the Center of Student Diversity to more of a supporting students and campuses role in that work. So the university felt that it would be better there than in student activities. I do remember there were opposition from older SGA members that they felt like Center of Student Diversity should have stayed under student activities.
Thank you. I was just curious about that, but thank you.
I don't have a very clear answer, but what I can say is I can get in contact with Dr. Cox if you would like for me to retrieve some type of report or explanation from her that we can give to the student body for anybody else that's having this question or concern.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, I'll get that to you as soon as possible, Doc. Why do I keep on calling our doctor? I'm so sorry, Vice President DeVoe.
Hey, I'm gonna claim it one day.
Yes, claim it, Dr. DeVoe.
Okay.
There
If there are no more, Senator Goodman, you had an announcement?
I was going to just say, if there were no further announcements, I move that we adjourn.
Is there a second?
Senator Dixon, I second.
Okay, is there any discussion? If no further discussion, we will now move into a vote to adjourn. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? And Dr. Kevorkian, could you read the vote count aloud to us?
Yes, 12 in favor.
And with that, the motion passes. You guys are dismissed. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Everyone.
The best